Hey guys, so I'm up here without Harley today. We're getting the basement ready for the plumber to come in. We're gonna put a second bathroom downstairs. There was a bathroom down here at some point, but then they capped the rough-in stubs back here behind the furnace and water heater. So we're gonna turn this room into the new bathroom. To do that, we're gonna move this wall that they did a very poor job of installing. I don't know if you guys can see. Up top here, they didn't do any sort of top plate or anything. They just nailed them to the joist. And it's not a load-bearing wall, so it doesn't really matter. It just is to hold drywall. But we're gonna fix that today. The plumber asked to do 2x6 framing so that he can fit the plumbing stuff in. We're gonna have vanity right here, a lav right here. We're gonna take the outlet for the dryer and then the box for the washer and flip it to the other side of the wall. And it's gonna go right here on the other side of the room. So the room looking into there is gonna be a laundry room. So today, I'm gonna take this wall down, fix this stuff, and then we're gonna reframe up a new wall for the plumber to come do all the rough plumbing. And he's gonna break out all this concrete right here. You can see where that drain is. There's a line running along here all the way to the main that's on the other side of the room. So we're gonna bust out this concrete and he's gonna get all that rough plumbing done. He's gonna get a tub dropped in and then we'll be able to move forward with the rough electrical after that. So that's what I'm working on today. Okay, so I got that wall out. The electrical's hanging down. I just cut the plumbing because we're gonna be replacing most of that when our plumber comes to fix this. The electrical, I'm just gonna hang up till the electrician can come and straighten us out there. I am draining the water heater right now. We are going to move the water heater just a little bit, like 4 or 5 inches, and rotate it so that it's accessible from the furnace room. We had our HVAC company, which happens to be my dad, came and pulled out the furnace. We're gonna be putting an air conditioning in this place. We're gonna change the vent anyway, because this isn't to code. You can't turn a 3-inch pipe immediately. You have to have, at least a code for our areas, you have to have 3 feet of rise before you can turn with a 3-inch pipe. But I'm gonna go ahead and get the water heater disconnected, and then that's gonna allow me to be able to frame a wall up coming off of our door right here, and that'll be the other half or the other side of our bathroom. All right, we got it all wrapped up. Kind of a short day today. I had to go pick up the boys. They slept over at Harley's parents' house. But anyhow, we got our wall framed up, all in place. Just cut all this janky plumbing out of the way. Our plumber's gonna fix it. Did make one mistake. I was short one 2x6. In my mind, I was thinking I needed 7. So I got 7. However, I forgot I counted the top and bottom plate in that. So I miscounted by 1. I think the top plate's what screwed me up because it's not pressure treated. I got one pressure treated or whatever. So I got to get one more 2x6. It's going to go in this gap right here. But otherwise, the rest of it's all framed up. That's going to give our plumber a lot of space to put all the plumbing in the wall for the washer and dryer and for the bathroom. A water heater is moved. I got to reconnect everything and reconfigure the gas line and whatnot. But this is kind of how it's going to go. We just tighten it up against there. And then I snapped a line on the floor here. I don't know if you can see. That's where our line on this side of the wall is going to go. I'm gonna wait till after we get all this concrete busted out and then re-poured to put that in so that it's just not in the way. So at this point, we gotta get one more 2x6 and we're just ready for the plumber to come bust out some concrete, put some pipe in place, and then we'll put it all back together. Hey guys, we're back. Harley reminded me I probably should be filming some stuff. So I'm in the front bedroom. We decided we're gonna take this closet out and then we're gonna frame up a closet to sheetrock, make it look nice and new. So put some closet doors on it and make it look more modern. You're awesome. Take my closet. Thank you so much. Got the closet torn out. It's like that right now. Had a pleasant surprise. This wall right here. I think it's a wall. I don't know if you can see how much it's moving. This bedroom and this bedroom are divided by one sheet of sheetrock. 2 sheets of sheetrock, I guess. I don't know if you can see here. So yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Closet they built was kind of like the divider for the room, or it provided the structural integrity for the room. I don't know if you guys can see all these nails have popped out because of me hammering on the other side. But yeah, just the sheetrock. You can see you can see into the other room. That is the only thing dividing the room. So maybe it's an opportunity for us though, because the closet in this room is very, very small and the one in the other room is very, very big. So what we can do, I measured, there's 10 feet across from this wall to the doorway. So instead of having a really small closet and a really, I don't know if it's big, but a larger closet in the other bedroom, we can split the difference and make 2 medium-sized closets. So that's probably what we're gonna do, but that's gonna require some extra framing. Probably not gonna get to that today because there's more pressing issues, but got pile of closet of pine that needs to go to the dump. We'll get that taken care of in the next day or 2. The kitchen, all the electrical is ready to go. Everything's good here. There's all my 2x4s. The next thing we need to do is come down here, get this wall framed up right here that divides our mechanical room from our bathroom. So you can see the tub, there's gonna be a wall right over here. I gotta frame in a door for the water heater, because if someone wanted to replace the water heater down the road, which this one is in really great shape, commercial grade. It's only a year or so old, not that old. But if someone wants to replace the water heater, they would not be able to fit by the furnace to get out the other door. So I gotta make sure there's a doorway so that that can be serviceable. But
We're back.
Last time I was by myself. It's nice to have some company this time.
He has me lifting 80-pound bags of cement. And I feel weaker than ever.
Oh, I didn't realize I'm married to Nancy. Last time you saw, I got this wall framed up, okay? Since then, the plumber has come in, busted out all the, well, not all of it, a lot of the concrete here in the basement. We'll show you here in a second. And rough plumbed our new bathroom, backflow prevention device, a new floor drain, and we're gonna fix some of the plumbing that was messed up. We just passed our first inspection. We had to have an underground plumbing inspection. Passed that yesterday. So now we're ready to cover this back up, and then we can move on with all the other rough-ins. Today, yeah, we have like 3,000 pounds of cement we gotta move.
It's 3,000 pounds of cement.
Yeah, roughly.
80-pound bags.
Yeah, times like 26 plus 8 bags of gravel. So let's give them the tour real fast.
Okay.
You enter the bathroom here, and there's gonna be a vanity right here. There's gonna be a toilet right here where, nice, thank you for modeling for us. And then there's gonna be a tub shower right here. So walls framed up for that half of the room. And here is the hole that we have now all the way to the main. The floor drain used to be right where the toilet was. Now the floor drain's over in the mechanical room, which makes sense. We need it near the water heater, and we need it so that we can drain the condensate from the air conditioner coil that sits on top of the furnace. This is the concrete work that needs to get done so that we can kind of move on to the next steps. I have a guy that's gonna do the flat work because concrete's kind of an artwork. While that's happening, the electrician simultaneously or concurrently is going to be working on updating all the electrical stuff and fixing all the electrical stuff we need. Kind of a lot underway. Harley's not excited to move 3,000 pounds of concrete. She asked me, don't these come in smaller bags? And I said, don't wish for smaller bags, wish for stronger muscles. And Reiner's here helping us. Tell us what you're doing, Ryan.
I just found some. Also, these go around.
Yeah, will you show everyone your job? Yeah, Rai's sweeping up for us.
Concrete is gonna go here.
The first 80-pound bag of concrete right there. Just think, that bag weighs like 3 times as much as that child.
Twice. He weighs 40 pounds.
Oh, dang, he's gotten big. Okay, twice that child. All right, let's get to it. Stand behind it. Is this the thumbnail right here?
Yeah, it is that a good one. We're calling it quits.
We finished. The sweat running down my eye. It looks like I might be crying, but it's not. It's sweat, maybe a little.
My
some
shirt
tears.
is so cementy.
Honestly, I drastically underestimated how hard that was gonna be. But we moved like 3,000 pounds of concrete in 20 minutes, maybe? I mean,
It felt so much longer. It felt like an hour and a half.
dude, the last like 10 bags, like I was counting down, and like every bag was like exponentially harder.
Yeah.
Like I was on the last bag, and I was leaned over and just thinking, man,
my
my
legs,
misery.
my legs were shaking going down the stairs so
Yeah,
bad.
dude, concrete sucks. But anyhow, glad that's done. So guys are gonna be able to come and work on that. I gotta go to a meeting for work, and then I'm gonna come back and I gotta clean up the basement.
Can we just come back and do that tomorrow?
No, because he's gonna start tomorrow.
Can he deal with it for 5 minutes?
I'll deal with it. It's fine, dude.
No, I don't want you to deal with it by yourself. That sucks.
Want some more? Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. It's not as much. Most of it's already out there. All right, good job out of you.
Here's the bathroom situation. It's gonna be so nice to have a bathroom downstairs in this house. Sweet.
Hey.
Ryan's breaking out the floor in the bathroom.
Yep. It's a little precarious up here.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh, well, have fun. There's a million screws in here. A million. Welcome to MTV Cribs. I built it myself.
Man, I should have worn a hat today. But back up here at the house, got a lot done this last week, so I want to update you guys on that. And then we got to get some windows switched out. It's a little bit later today. Me and Harley ran a 5K this morning, and then we had a birthday party, and then I took a nap. So I'm not getting up here till a little bit later. But got the house all painted over the last few days. So I know some people absolutely hate painted brick, and some people really like it. I posted this on my story, and right now it's like 80% to 20% people are in favor of the painted brick. So keep you guys updated on that. But we didn't paint the last house. This one, the brick like had some weird paint spots all over it, and honestly it was really unkempt, and I just feel like this looks so much cleaner. All the metal painted black. That eggshell just makes it look nice and clean and like brand new. We need to get the gutter back up there. But yeah, I mean, I think the paint looks great. I like the color scheme more than I like the color scheme on our house. Here's this side. They also went around and repaired all the cement along the bottom, which there actually was like 5 or 6 spots where there's some pretty big repairs that were needed. And then there's a few spots where the mortar in the brick, I don't know right where my finger is right here, you can see the difference still. But that was kind of like eroded out. So they went back and patched all that back up to make it like nice and full again. Here's the back side of the house. So these right here are the windows we need to replace. I don't know how far I'm gonna get tonight, but I'm gonna do the best I can, especially because this window right here got broke by our plumber when he was doing something, I don't know what. So I got plywood over it, and it's not a great long-term solution because it's starting to get cold. So you can see these windows, original to the house. I mean, they look very, very sad and have pretty much no insulation value as it is. So I'm gonna get on that right now. Let's do it. I've been also doing a lot of cleaning up that I haven't been recording because like it feels like so much of any of these projects is literally just cleaning. I got some bad news to report. Had these shorts for like ever. They've done right by me for a long, long time. And I was getting up in the back of my truck to grab something out, and they tore a little bit, which means their days are numbered until Harli finds out and throws them away. So that kind of sucks. That's a rough way to start this tonight. But we're gonna start window right here, broken window. The glass, like I say, it was already broken. It's down here. I took the pane out. I'm gonna go take the plywood off, and then we're gonna just start by cutting all this out, seeing what we got to work with, and then start putting it back together. So, hey, good news too. Harli let me bring her tripod, which insanely robust. So those terrible angles you've been seeing of when I've been filming, leaning up against the toilet, well, not the toilet, the tub, and the wall, and whatever random objects I can find. Hopefully those days are behind us. And I can use it for my laser level, which is gonna be incredibly helpful. There's a dog outside just absolutely going through it right now. So I apologize if that's annoying, but I don't know what's going on, man. It is just unhappy. No, so I just spent the last 20 minutes having to put this back together. I don't know if you can see those 2 screws inside of there. They rattled out when I was taking off or sawing that top piece of wood out, and then the guard fell off. So I had like 3 pieces fell out. I had to figure out how they all went back together, get those screws back in, which they all had to line up, and then this like rubber cover had to match up, and holy cow, it's a pain in the butt. So anyhow, things can just never be easy. So back to it. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit, take some measurements. I'm gonna cut some strips of plywood, get the new window in here properly and level. So I'm gonna do that with some plywood. Okay, so here's the casing right here. I mean, that's concrete, part of the foundation. Got it cleaned up. I took off those grooves with the cold chisel as best as I could. And then you can kind of see right here, that is kind of the base I need to create. I'm gonna use a 2x4. And really the whole goal here is just to create a nice flat, as close to level base as possible with that. So I use as few shims. You know, I don't want the window sitting on a whole stack of shims. So I'm gonna cut a 2x4 to width of the window, and then I'm gonna make an angle cut with the table saw, and then I could build my window on top of that. I should say I'm not an expert on windows. Here is the new window, by the way. So I got my shim made up, and dude, it is dark outside, but it is like 7 o'clock. It is crazy because it's still light out when I got here, and like in half an hour, it's like pitch black. Anyhow, here's the tripod that Harley's let me borrow, and boom, works out perfect for my laser level. I ended up making it out of some scrap plywood I had. You can kind of see I got about 1/8 of an inch high on that edge and 1/8 of an inch high on that edge, and then it kind of bows here in the middle. So when I fasten it down to the concrete, I'm gonna straighten that out. And I guess I should show you. This is like the sort of shim I made. So you can see I trimmed the bottom of it so that when I set it in here, you can kind of see on my drawing there, it's gonna hold this guy much closer to level than what it would otherwise, because the concrete slope going away. And then I can just set my window right on that nice base, and if it's level and straight, then it's going to help my window out significantly. So now you can see, looks pretty dang level to me. All right, now we just gotta fasten it in. Because the base is flat and level, the window just sits right in place. It's kind of nice. I'm gonna take out the glass and the screen because it'll make it lighter and easier for me. I need to put some screws. I'm not gonna screw anything into the bottom because I don't want it to not be able to wick water outside. But I'll do screws on the side and the top and we'll be good. All right, there you go. We got one window in, 3 more to go. Took us like a couple hours, honestly, to figure us all out. And then the problem with the Sawzall really helped me up. So, screen back in place. Slides great, so nice and square. So, lock it. Funny fact, when I was a little kid, and it was like bedtime, but all the kids were out playing night games and stuff. I wanted to go out there. So I lived down in the basement, and we had like a daylight basement. So like the windows were on, a foot off the ground or whatever. So I would open up the window and I'd take a pen and I would slash the screen open and escape out the window. My dad had to have been pissed, but it's all right. I'd be mad if my kids did that, actually. He probably handled it better than I would, because I'd be really upset. So, anyhow, it looks great. One window in. Windows suck. Everything kind of sucks. Everything takes longer than you think it would. It's a little bit lonely sometimes, so. Okay, I'm going to be back tomorrow morning to see if we can knock out a couple more windows at least. The next window's going to suck because it's over the tub. So, it's going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt, but we'll make it work. Okay, we're gonna keep working on these windows. A little bit of time crunch today, so we're gonna speed this up. Lucky for you guys, we'll be done here in a second. During this whole process, we realized that we needed to replace the roof It had 3 layers of shingles on it. It had cedar shingles on the first layer, and then like asphalt, and then the roof that's on it that you can see right now. And that was just problematic. There was a leak in the roof by the chimney, and when I pulled the swamp cooler off, we realized that we probably just need to replace the roof. Here you can see the swamp cooler. A lot of people are wondering about that. It's laying here on the ground. It was mounted up on top of the roof. In some places they call it an evaporative cooler. It just uses water to cool the house down, puts a lot of moisture and humidity into the air. It's kind of not good. So we got rid of it. We added central air conditioning to this house. Because we subcontracted this out, you can obviously see that we don't have any footage, but the contractor used this really cool program where they took pictures throughout the entirety of the job and uploaded it so we could see in live time what was going on. So here you can see they're demoing it, and you can see the various layers of roof that they exposed as they tore off each layer. Here you can see the cedar shingles. They're actually in pretty dang good shape, but this was the original roof on the house all the way back from like the 1950s. But we wanted to get rid of it so that we could build on top and have a nice foundation for a good solid roof. Here's some more pictures of them tearing off all the layers of the shingles and the cedar shakes. And once they got all of that off, you can see these 4 or 5 planks that run the whole length of the roof. This is what they used to do back in like the 1950s for decking. So we're going to leave this in place, and we're actually going to put new sheets, OSB sheets on top of it, which will strengthen it and give us a really good base to put shingles on. So the contractor found where the leak was. It was just the flashing around the chimney. So he went ahead, we redid all new flashing, not around just the chimney, also around all the vents that come through the roof. But that's just a good way to have peace of mind and know that this new roof's going to last for a long, long time. There's a couple shots of the OSB that they laid out. Like I said, this strengthened the roof. After they got this down, it had to be inspected before they could cover it up with any felt paper, tar paper, or any shingles. So got the inspection, passed the inspection, then we were able to move on to getting it roofed. In our climate, because we have really cold winters, they have to do ice, I can't remember what it's called, ice protectant, the first few feet of the roof, and then they go to the new tar paper, which is a synthetic paper now. It's actually not tar paper anymore. But they laid that down, and then they started nailing the shingles down. It's not a huge roof, so they were able to do this all in a day. And then at the end of the day, this is what you got. So you'll see those lines that go across the face of the roof. That's actually venting, because this is an older house. There's not soffit venting, so they put venting into the front. The air comes up out of the top of the roof through the ridge vent. So this just helps the attic breathe and not get moldy or trap moisture. Just to remind you, this is what it looked like before and what it looked like after. In this episode, we got the house painted, we got new windows in, we got all of the rough-in stuff done, the roof on. The next episode, you're going to see us start putting this house back together. So just to remind you, this is before, this is after. Before, after. Before, after, before, after. After, before. See you next episode. Bye!